t-shirt. I folded my t-shirt in half. I'm working off the bottom half of the t-shirt. And if you happen to use a t-shirt that has color, that's fine, because the side that doesn't have any print on it will be your outside, and you can put the print on the inside. I took an existing koozie that I have, and I laid it down and just simply drew out a pattern. You notice at the bottom of my pattern I have a fold line. I'm going to lay it down on the fold, and I'm going to pin it in place. And now that it's pinned, you're just going to cut it out. So now we have two patterns, and when you fold them out, this is what the pattern looks like. It looks like two boxes with a circle in the middle. But I have my pieces laying down, so I'm going to flip that and put them right sides together, one on top of the other. I'm going to use some cotton batting because everything is cotton. And I'm going to fold my cotton piece in half. And I'm going to fold this in half as well. And I'm going to lay this on the fold. I think that's going to be just about enough. And you're going to cut one of these. Okay, now that we've got that cut out, you're going to take some stitch witchery or some iron-on fusible web in the strips. And I'm just going to lay a strip all the way across from top to bottom. I'm going to put a little piece on each side. And I'm doing this because I want to make sure that my cotton batting stays in place while I'm sewing. So now that we've got that down, I'm going to put my batting on top, and then I'm going to flip it. So now I've got my iron turned back on to steam, and I'm using steam this time because I want this to go through the layers. And now you want to test it and make sure it took. And it did. See how it stuck? So now we're ready to sew. So I'm going to remove the lining layer, and I'm going to work with the side that has the batting. Now I have my applique that I need to attach. And if you didn't see my video on how to attach the fusible web applique, then you can click and check on that video on how to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and attach my applique on the front of one piece. So now I'm going to do my embroidery. For this project, I'm using the same color thread for the entire project. I'm using a fuchsia because I wanted to accent the black. And using the zigzag, I'm going to zigzag around my applique. I finished the outside, so now I'm going to go and do the inner side. Well, I finished my applique. It turned out rather nice. You're going to take your other piece and you're going to lay it right sides down, and you want to make sure you're lining up your fabric. Now, just for the sake of holding it together, you might want to just put a pin in some key points, like in the middle and at the end. And now, starting from the top edge, we're going to sew all the way around, and I'm sewing a very thin seam allowance, like a 1/4 inch. Now that you're done, you want to take the pins out. You want to clip right up to your corners so that when you turn it, you get a nice turn. Now you want to take your corners and you want to clip the edges of all your corners. You left one end open, and you want to go up inside. And before you turn it, you want to start with the corners closest to you and go ahead and make that turn by poking your corners in. And then work your way up to the corners closest to you. And now when you get to that last corner, you stick your finger in there, leave your finger up in there, and pull your finger out. And then that way you can turn it, just like that. And you want to take your circle in the middle and turn it out as well. And kind of take it and kind of rub it out. And now you want to go over and you want to press it. Once you press your koozie, top stitch the opening closed. Now you want to take one of your sides and butt them up together so that you can zigzag them. You got to make very sure that when you're stitching them, you're catching both sides. So here I'm zigzagging both sides. So now this is what you get, and it's pretty sturdy. And so you've got a nice decorative stitch on the outside. So now you want to do the same thing on the other side, but it's going to be really tricky. You're going to work from the inside. Take your tops and put your tops together like this and put them up under the machine first. And then start your zigzagging. And you're going to be working from the inside out. And you're kind of like sewing in a hole. So make sure all your fabric stays out of place. So now you got to take all the fabric out from up under there. And when you turn it, this is what you get. So now we just take our bottle. And it's going to be a tight fit because that's what you want. But I promise you, you'll be so glad you made it that way. Because of it being t-shirt fabric, it stretches. And I'm using a 20-ounce bottle. So, you know, if the 20-ounce bottle fits, a 16-ounce bottle will fit. So I hope you try this. Happy sewing!